Hello, sewing people of the internet. In this video, I'm going to show you how I go about repairing this vintage guitar strap. This belongs to a friend of mine. I know this is like the second mention of guitar playing in a video of mine, but pure coincidence. But another guitarist friend of mine has this old strap that he's had since childhood, and the leather is coming apart on the part that connects to the buttons on the guitar. And it's like a cheap leather, like the part that goes on your shoulder is a cheap leather, and then there's this, what do you call this? And then there's this like woven pattern, and that's supposed to be sewn to the leather, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but the stitching has just deteriorated, so those two pieces have separated. So I need to sew that back together and make new leather pieces. I've already cut this off. I went to my nearby big box art supply store and bought this piece of cheap leather for $10. So I'm going to cut new pieces out of this to replicate this and sew it all together. Let's see how it goes.
Fortunately, this project involves black on black, which makes for great videography, but I just use the old pieces as templates to trace around to cut out of the new leather, and I just marked it with a sharp awl. You could probably use some chalk or something also. The original pieces were probably cut using die and some kind of a press, and the pieces that I cut are not perfect or consistent, but I don't think anybody's going to really notice, and I'm just trying to do an effective repair, not a perfect restoration. One of the leather pieces is cut slightly longer, and it gets folded around a metal loop, and I used some seam stick double-sided tape to hold it in place for sewing. For this project, I'm using my Sailrite Ultrafeed LS-Z1 sewing machine. I recently used it sewing some art canvases, so there's a piece of Velcro stuck to the foot that was there to prevent marking the painted canvases. And since I don't have a smooth foot for leather, I just left it on for this. It worked fine. The sewing part of this was really simple, just a seam down each edge and one down the center of the strap. I used a zigzag stitch to sew the leather piece to the metal loop. The other leather piece gets sewn to the other end of the strap, and it just gets sewn directly on. I just used 2 rows of straight stitches to attach it. To make the holes for the strap buttons, I used a hole punch from a grommet set that I had laying around. And then I just cut slits into the holes to enable them to go over the strap button. And here's how it turned out. Thanks for watching.